Hidden among the ancient redwoods of Northern California lies a place the public is never meant to see. A secluded grove, silent except for the whisper of wind through the branches and the echo of laughter carried by firelight. They call it Bohemian Grove. Every July, behind guarded gates and miles of forest, the world's most powerful men gather here. Presidents, generals, bankers, artists, all bound by a single oath to leave the outside world behind. But what truly happens in those woods? Why do they gather beneath a giant stone owl to perform a ritual called the cremation of care? And what secret history breathes through those trees, older than the men who walk beneath them? It began innocently enough. In 1872, a group of writers and journalists from San Francisco sought refuge from the noise of the city. They built a rustic camp in the redwoods, a place to speak freely, drink wine, and recite poetry under the stars. They called themselves Bohemians, rebels of art and intellect. But as the decades passed, their fires drew different guests. Power replaced poetry. The artists gave way to bankers, industrialists, and politicians. By the 1920s, the Grove had become a hidden parliament of the elite. Every July, the powerful vanished from the headlines to meet undisturbed under the watchful eyes of an owl carved from stone. At the heart of Bohemian Grove lies its oldest ceremony, the cremation of care. At twilight, robed figures emerge from the forest carrying torches. They gather before the owl shrine, a 40-foot statue standing beside a dark lake. A booming voice announces the purpose of the ritual: to banish the dull cares of life. A small effigy, called Dull Care, is placed upon an altar. The high priest chants as the effigy is set aflame, and the crowd cheers as the fire consumes it. To the uninitiated, it looks absurd, grown men in hooded robes performing what seems like ancient pagan theater. To the members, it's simply a way to shed worldly worry before 2 weeks of freedom and revelry. But listen closely. The chants echo words found in much older rites, fragments of Babylonian hymns, symbols of Moloch and Saturn, the devourers of time. Is it mere coincidence, or is this ceremony a faint echo of something that predates even civilization? Officially, the Grove is just a private retreat. Unofficially, history tells another story. In 1942, in a small circle around a campfire, men discussed a project that would forever change humanity. That meeting, inside Bohemian Grove, marked the birth of the Manhattan Project, and with it, the atomic bomb. Decades later, presidents, CEOs, and global power brokers continued the tradition. Eisenhower, Reagan, Nixon, Bush, Kissinger all found their way into the redwoods. Decisions whispered here would ripple across nations. They say no deals are made inside the Grove, and yet the world outside seems to move in harmony with its shadow. Why an owl? In ancient Greece, the owl symbolized wisdom, the sacred companion of Athena. But in older myths, the owl watched from the dark, a guardian of forbidden knowledge. To some, it represents illumination. To others, vigilance in shadow. The owl of Bohemian Grove is no mere mascot. It is a mirror of the human mind divided between light and dark, between wisdom and secrecy, between those who seek truth and those who would use it. When the firelight hits the owl's stone face, its eyes glow like twin suns in the night. And for a moment the boundary between ritual and reality fades. Every true ritual carries layers of meaning, the outer act and the inner purpose. Perhaps the cremation of care isn't just about relaxing from politics or profit. Perhaps it's an invocation, a symbolic death of empathy. To cremate care is to burn the part of oneself that feels for others. What follows then is freedom, but not the kind poets once sought. A darker liberation, the power to act without conscience. If so, Bohemian Grove may not be a retreat from the world, but a rehearsal for ruling it. In the 21st century, the Grove remains untouched by time. Guards patrol its perimeter, drones are shot down, no cameras, no phones, no press. And yet every July the torches still rise through the mist. The owl still watches, the effigy still burns. Inside, laughter echoes, the laughter of men who rule nations by day and play gods by night. Perhaps it's only theater. Perhaps the powerful simply need a stage where they can pretend to be free. But theater is an ancient thing, born from ritual, fed by myth, and watched by the same spirits that once danced around the fires of Babylon. The Grove endures because it speaks to a timeless hunger, the desire to touch the divine even in the dark. So when you hear the owl's call echoing through the forest, remember, not all secrets are evil, but every ritual leaves a trace. And in those redwoods beneath the stars, the oldest question still burns. Who truly rules the world? You've been watching the Esoteric Unveiled, exploring hidden orders, forgotten truths, and forbidden knowledge. Like and subscribe.